Well, hey guys, and welcome back. What I have here for you, as I mentioned in my last video, is a little review that I put together to end the year. I thought it'd be a fun way to end 2020. So I was joined by modeler Ken Spriggs to help me reminisce about some of the builds that we did this last year and to talk about a few other things related to our hobby as they pertain to 2020. Now, before I get started, I also want to update you on Greg Rain, and this is a modeler who's been working on files for Nomad. These are 3D printing files, and if you recall, a couple of videos ago I mentioned that he was trying to address some of the deficiencies that I had with the files from Thingiverse, and he has completed his update. So you can find it at cults3d.com. The link is below. For $6 you can get his updates there, and also included are some comprehensive instructions on how to work with them. And I have to say, he did a fantastic job updating those files, so I think you'll have an easier time putting together and building a replica of Nomad if you're so inclined to do so. So check it out. Thanks, Greg, for updating us on that. And the other thing I wanted to do is share a few builds with you. Now, I'm always honored when someone emails me to tell me that they've been inspired by my work and my videos to create or build something. And so I wanted to share a few examples of some builds that people had emailed me this year. So let's go ahead and take a quick look. So first, this is a shot of The Invisible Man by Lawrence Fanning, who did an incredible job with his. I love all the little touches he added, including character of Jenny Hall as she peeks through this door. Second is an eagle by James Lewis, who did a fantastic job with modifying the MPC kit and added detailing and lighting. And lastly, I just have to share this one with you. This figure is by Jay McHugh, who was inspired by my McCoy figure build, and he creatively painted his Scotty figure to portray the look that he had after the bar brawl on Space Station K7. No doubt this is how Kirk saw him when he was giving them a dress down about their antics on the station. Great job there, Jay McHugh. I really love this one. So thanks again, guys, for sharing those. They were great. If by chance you did send me a picture this year and I didn't share it here, feel free to let me know. I actually tried to search my email as thoroughly as I could, but it wasn't sorted very well, and so I was scrambling to put this together at the last minute. So if I miss it, please let me know. I'll definitely share it on the channel. I'd like to do more of that next year. Lastly, I just wanted to wrap this up by saying I'm going to be taking a short hiatus from the channel in January, but I definitely will be back in February 2021 to start my first build. So thanks again for watching throughout the year, you guys. Happy New Year. I certainly wish you guys all the best. And now, on to our review. Well, welcome back to another Industrial Modeler, everybody. So to end 2020, which has been a long year, I thought it would be fun to get together with my friend Ken Spriggs here and do kind of a year-end review, talk about the projects that he worked on and what I've worked on. And you know, as we were going through this list, we both realized, man, we've done a lot this year. And yeah, kind of do that and maybe talk about some of the model releases this year. There's one in particular that I'm really excited about. And Ken's going to fill us in, as well as I'm going to fill you guys in on what we have planned, at least for the first half of the year. I don't know. I don't always completely plan everything out. Sometimes I just go from month to month and kind of what catches my fancy, if you will, for the next month. And maybe talk about a couple of things that we came across that were memorable online that was model related. And then, of course, we're going to dive a little bit into 3D printing as well. So, so how you doing, Ken?
I'm doing really good, Augie. How are you?
I'm great, and welcome back to Interstellar Modeler. Thanks for ending the year with me here in this review. So let's go ahead and get started. Ken, I'm going to get started with you, and then I'll list what I've done, and we'll talk about favorite models and stuff. But tell me now, can you list off the builds that you did this year, and if you could pick your top two, and then talk about your favorite one out of the top two.
Yeah, and actually I can kind of show you.
All right.
Camera around here because I have them, most of them in a shelf.
Yeah, and you just set up some new shelves this year, huh?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. So actually I put all my models up on the wall. So there's my shelves.
Very nice.
My Discovery.
Oh, love that one.
Base Clipper up on the wall. I consider those to be kind of a build, only because I designed the whole layout and I built How in the middle.
Oh yeah, I love that positioning him right in the middle like that. That's great.
Yeah,
very creative.
Well, initially what I did was when I got the prints, because I just had these space backgrounds from my original base, and I had a local FedEx printing place print them out. And the way they were cut is that we had the two big ones and a small one in the middle. And I thought, oh, that's kind of artistic, you know, have three different like paintings in a way.
Yeah.
But then, that looks just like How.
Yeah.
And so I got the kit and built it up, and that was my quickest build. So that's one of my builds this year too. I built that thing in one day.
Wow, nice. Very nice.
And put in between, and then I made this one, which I'm really proud of as well, with the background on it. And the ship coming out of it looking like it's 3D. It is 3D, but
very cool.
All right, so the ones that I built this year, now the top shelf were all from last year. A few of these I did not take to a convention yet for obvious reasons.
Yes.
There wasn't one.
That's right.
But the thing from Another World I also built last year. That was the very last kit I built in 2019. This year I built my first 3D printed kit, the Mandalorian there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That was my very first 3D printed kit. I built the Child. This was a purchase kit from NY3D Creations.
Right.
I built a smaller Child, which I believe that was CGTrader.com. It's a little cool one. I built this diorama, which I really love a lot.
Yeah.
And you built it as well. So that's the Queel and Mando. Well, Queel and the Blurg is from Thingiverse. Mando is actually the same print as this Mando.
Oh, that's right.
I shrunk him down.
Yeah.
And I modified his legs so he's sitting, and I made him into a seated pose. And then of course the buddy build that we did with the pod. One other kit that I built was the Thanos and Iron Man on Titan. I had built that for a friend, so I gave that to him. So that was a build that I also had made. One other that I'm going to consider as part of a build is the interior to the Discovery in my commission build.
Yes.
Because I did complete the interior, and it really was a separate kit, two separate kits. One from Green Strawberry and one from Stargazer that I built and completed for the interior. But I didn't finish, obviously, the entire ship yet. I'm still working on that. So
yeah, and everybody check out Ken's channel for that. He is doing some fantastic work on the interior there, Ken. You're just doing amazing work with that. It's the details definitely going to show through at the end when you're completed with it, and I know it's time consuming too, right? But,
it took me about 4 months to build the interior.
Yeah, pretty amazing. So which one is your favorite for this year?
I'm going to have to go with the Queel and Mando on their blurgs because, well, a couple reasons. One, because it showed the great possibilities of 3D printing.
Yes.
That not only could I use different types of files, like the free files from Thingiverse, but I also could use an existing file that I already used and just shrink it down and make a different scale, and then plus modify it. Plus, it involved, the cool diorama, which I really like how it turned out. The sand.
Turned out fantastic.
It's really awesome what you can do with 3D printing and how you can, the idea of a sizable model doesn't exist anymore.
I'm assuming there will be a Wonderfest this year. Hopefully, we'll all get to see that at Wonderfest. So great. All right, so I took a minute to write down all the models that I built this year on a list, and realized, wow, I was actually pretty busy this year. So here we go. I built the Kelvin, the Baby Yoda. This is the same model that you did from NY3D Creations. The Sculpts from Blackheart models of all the Ray Harryhausen creatures. Did the Nito Delta 3 rocket craft, which is a vintage model kit. And then I moved on to my first 3D printed sculpt, which is the Batman Dark Knight Return sculpt that you helped me print. And also then moved on to the 5,000 scale Star Destroyer from Bandai. I did the Blurgs, Nomad, Predator, 000, Mr. Freeze, and finished off the year with the Enterprise. And I would say, as I look back at that, I would say my top two would have to be the Predator build, because I really enjoyed building that with you. It was such a blast to kind of collaborate on that build, and it was just really a lot of fun kind of seeing what each of us were coming up with there. And I would say my top favorite this year was the 000 kit, only because very similar to what you just said, is that for me that was the first example of really melding the two together, right? The conventional model building that we've all been doing for years now, and what is possible when you incorporate 3D printing. So let's move on to now, as we look through the year, was there something memorable that you came across online that stood out for you?
Another channel called Boylei Hobby Time.
Yes.
just seeing his phenomenal dioramas, and he just literally made another one. I don't know if you saw it, but he
The
made
one with
this.
the dam, or
Yes,
whatever that is, right? The processing plant or whatever.
he
Yeah,
literally 3D created. He not only 3D printed, he created the
yeah,
building. He created the slave one. He created the little X wings.
yeah,
He's a phenomenal. But having watched several of his videos, he was
yeah.
the inspiration to see what could possibly be done as far as trying to imitate a lightsaber
Hmm.
or a laser blast. The one that I saw was and again, combining different things. He used the Bandai Death Star 2,
Uh-huh.
and he modified it so it was having the green beam coming out of it,
Hmm.
firing its weapon. He used a filament from a light bulb that he disassembled and gave a tutorial on how to use it. So
Yeah,
I'm following that right now, and I just uploaded my latest video today
yeah.
showing how I'm taking that apart and kind of using that to make a lightsaber for Ahsoka.
Yeah, well, that's a great choice, and you guys, I'm going to put the link to this channel that Ken is referring to. He turned me onto that channel too because he was kind of trying to work out how he's going to be doing these lightsabers with this figure, and he had come across this channel. I started watching it. The first one I watched was the lava scene, and this guy, he just takes foam and starts cutting pieces out, and I don't know how far in advance he plans all this stuff, but it's just. And he 3D printed these little stormtroopers, and the IG robot, and that was just nothing too fancy with that one. But when it was done, it looked amazing, absolutely amazing. So a great choice. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that one up.
As much planning because he literally releases this like within a week or two.
Yeah,
He has
that's right.
a mind-blowing diorama
Yeah.
from that episode. He couldn't possibly have seen it ahead of time.
Yeah, because that episode you're talking about was just a couple weeks ago. It was just it was incredible, absolutely incredible. So check it out, you guys. I totally agree. That's a great choice for mentioning something that blew you away online here. Well, Ken, what I have to share with you has to do with paper models, and I'm sure you've seen some of these too over the years. I've come across some examples of stuff people have done with paper, which look pretty incredible. And this gentleman by the name of Tim Striner, who's a paper modeler, contacted me to let me know I was one of a few people who have inspired him to start up his own channel, which of course I'm honored. He wanted to do this just to share his incredible work, and as you can see, take a look at this stuff. He's expertly built a variety of models, all from paper. And these include ships from the space program to this Lost in Space pod and this robot here from Silent Running, which is really cool. Now, he currently doesn't have a lot of content on his channel, but stay tuned. No doubt he's going to post some more in 2021. But he definitely has some pretty interesting stuff to look at there. All right. And then we're going to hit on also, this has been the year of 3D printing, or incorporating, at least for us anyway. Ken started first. So Ken, now that you've done this for, I guess we'd say almost a year, can you give us at least some brief thoughts about how this has impacted your model building?
It definitely offers a ton of different opportunities. Just like you, obviously, most of my builds have turned to figures in the last, mostly this year, because that's a lot of what you can find out there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more involved in doing figures as well, because painting, putting them in a diorama, that type of thing. I really, really like the idea of being able to combine different elements. Combine a model kit with a part of 3D printed, or even combine, like I'm doing currently, with more than one 3D printed figure.
Mm-hmm.
If you find something else out there, like obviously the person released the likeness of Rosario Dawson after I had already started building the other one, and thankfully they did. If it had been months from now, it would have been too late. But to be able to take that head, scale it to what I need to be, put on this other figure, then and combine the two together with two different figures, put them on a diorama. And a lot of these skills are going to be the same skills that I've used in other things, like the diorama building. And I also have several spaceships or vehicles now in my, I would say, stash of 3D printed files. Because I have a sizable stash of things I've purchased, but I haven't yet printed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now that I have a larger printer with the Elegoo Saturn, next year start looking into some of those where I can really do them justice. And print a larger scale, mm-hmm. and be able to reproduce these ships.
Yeah, I imagine the speed's probably going to help a bit too, right? Because that's one of the reasons. Well, both the size and just the speed, because with some of these ships now that are out there, like the Razor Crest, everyone keeps asking, have you done the Razor Crest yet? And yet there's a lot of parts. The one thing that Ken's discovered now with the Saturn is that with the bigger build plate, you can just print so many more parts at the same time, because you just have more surface area to work with, right? I mean, you were able to print that Ahsoka figure pretty much quite a few of the parts all together at one time, right?
Yeah, actually, well, I printed 2 versions of her. I printed a 12-inch version, which is just massive, for a friend of mine, and also of the Mandalorian in the same general scale. But I printed a 7-inch version, which I'm going to be building, and I was able to fit 15 parts, the entire figure, onto the build plate in one print.
Wow.
So the entire figure in about 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah, that's very convenient, because otherwise you are just taking individual parts sometimes.
And you're probably looking at like 3 days versus 1 day.
Right.
For the most part, I don't want these massive 12-inch figures.
Yeah, right.
A place to put them.
Sure.
But I have that ability.
Yeah.
If I want a bigger spaceship, which a lot of them are, going to be larger than that, I can do that, and it can fit.
Fantastic. Yeah, and I agree with you, Ken, to wrap this question up anyway, at least this topic, and that is that it just opens the doors to a lot of possibility. All right, well, let's talk about another thing I figured would be fun to talk about is there a model that was released this year that you're all excited about? Can you think of any kits that were released this year that caught your eye?
Oddly enough, my favorite release this year is an aftermarket kit that was designed 3 years ago.
Oh,
and literally took 3 years for them to finally get it cast, get it produced, and get it sent out. And that is the Stargazer interior to the Discovery, which I've actually been in correspondence with Ian Walsh. He's the creator, producer of Stargazer models. I won't go into details, but he lives in England, and the arrangement he had here in the United States to cast it, he sent in the molds, and for whatever reason, whatever happened, it just never got done. He literally had it done prior to the release of the Discovery from Mobius. Would have been primed to release back then 3 years ago when it came out, but for whatever reason, it never happened, and I had given up hope and never expecting it. About a couple months ago, he had posted on Facebook, Ian Walsh, saying that it's going to be released, and sure enough, it was. I ended up getting 2 of them. One of them, I built the cockpit. Here's the actual kit. I built the cockpit, which is part of the interior that I'm working, that I finished for my current commission build. I would have built the pod bay as well if it had been out earlier, but I had also built the green strawberry one. Before the actual styrene kits came out, they were the gold standard of anything 2001. Yeah. I mean, there's been quite a few garage kits in vacuum form and resin and that kind of thing, but his were just above par on anything. Just really good quality. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's a great choice. I think most of us agree we're kind of in a very special time when it comes to model building. I think a lot of us now who are kind of the same age, I guess, we've been wanting these types of kits for a long time, and accurate kits, that sort of thing, and now we kind of see these kits coming out. And so that leads me to my favorite this year is the Shuttlecraft Galileo that I have wanted forever to have an accurate. Obviously, all of us have built the AMT model, but so excited to see this round 2 kit come out. So I went a step further and bought Randy Cooper's interior. So I definitely look forward to. Oh, you did? Yeah. So I think this is going to be a really cool build. I've already seen, obviously, a number of people have already built it. So that was my model pick of release of the year. And I know that round 2 and it has a couple new model kits that are on the line. I don't know if you sat in on that video. It was a live release video not too long ago, and so they're releasing now a Voyager, which is a smaller scale. I want to say it's a 1/1000 scale. I can't remember the scale now, but it's a smaller version of it and much more accurate. They were showing the mock-up of it. All the detail that was missing on the monogram, it's all there. And it's going to be a nice smaller size. And then they're releasing the Space 1999 Comlock and Stun Gun as a model kit. Yeah, so I know that my head started going, let's see, how are we going to like that one? So anyway, some exciting stuff coming around the corner there. Very good. All right, and so that brings me then to our last topic that Ken and I are going to touch on, and That is, if you can tell us what builds you have in mind for 2021.
Currently, I'm in the middle of working on 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I completed the interior for my Discovery commission build. I've started working on the exterior. I've done some modifications on the dome, on the sphere. I built all the little pods, which took me a couple of days.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm going to continue working on that, obviously, and get that completed here. I also started working and have videos for my really big Land of the Giants 2-foot.
Oh, that's going to be fun. Yeah.
With quite a bit done on that as well, but
Mm-hmm.
that's another long-term kit because
Mm-hmm.
it's so large and a lot of things to do on it. And then currently, right now, what I'm working on is my Mando meeting up with Ahsoka Tano on what was the name of that planet, Ron? I can't remember. I know it wasn't.
I can't remember.
That was the next one, but
it was a cool planet nonetheless. That's right.
So I'm going to build a diorama of them on the burnt out tree planet, and
Nice. Yeah.
with her lit up lightsabers, and get that done as well. Now the only thing, and this has happened a lot to me this year, with starting something and then switching to something else, and it really wasn't because I had a problem or issue, but because of 3D printing and something else came along that just changed the whole direction of what I was doing.
Right.
And that's happened quite a bit.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to say. I mean, they regularly, almost every week, release a new awesome
right.
That's
what you want, exactly. Yeah.
I hear you. Going to come next year.
I can't even imagine. Yeah, great. I look forward definitely to seeing those, and I think for me, what I'm definitely gonna build a shuttlecraft. And I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to get to all of these or what timeline, but I'm definitely going to build a shuttlecraft, and I'm going to finally tackle the pod from 2001.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that one.
Intimidating.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, there's a lot of lights there, but I think what I'm going to try and do is, one of the things I started my channel with was to try to do models without always having to buy all this stuff. I want to see what I can do to just come up with my own lighting materials and things of that sort. Because I know you can go all out with this particular model. I've seen people do fiber optics and all these other crazy things. So I can say those are the first 2 subjects that I can list, and then there's going to be. I definitely look forward to more with 3D printing. And hopefully sometime next year I'll follow suit and get the bigger printer as well. So there you go. Well, thank you, Ken. I really appreciate you taking the time to be on again. And I think this is a great way to end 2020. I know we're all hoping that 2021 is a more calm year, brighter, hopefully bringing good things to everybody. So I want to wish you all the best, Ken, and Happy New Year. And thanks for being on again, and look forward to collaborating with you again on a build. Hopefully that's something that we can do this year.
Yeah, I mean, definitely tap me for the shuttlecraft, because I have the same kit in the interior, and I have some really, really good ideas on that as well.
All right, very good. Well, take care, Ken, and have a good one.
You
Thanks
too.
again. All right.